Hi guys! So if you've been a part of the bookish community for the past, 2 years now, you probably know of the book Fourth Wing and the fact that the third book came out a few days ago by the time of me recording this. Well, there was no way I was going to be waiting in line at Target at 3 a.m. waiting for it to release, so I have it here on Kindle, and I want to do a bingo where I try to guess beforehand what's gonna happen in the book and then read the book and see if my predictions are right. I think I have to come up with predictions first. Didn't think about that, so I'm just gonna go create a bingo board real quick. All right, y'all, I have the bingo board. Let's go through it. Number 1, Xaden beats the shit out of someone. Number 2, Violet and Xaden plot armor. Because you can't have the main characters of the series be dying on her watch. Like, Rebecca can't be doing that. Number 3, growls. I have a feeling that that's going to be said a couple times. The next one is Taryn is fed up. He's too old for this, guys. He's an old dragon. Then we have imprisonment, because there seems to be themes of being held captive across these books. Next up, we have a training to freaky moment, where 1 second they're training and then the next they're kissing each other. Now, I hope this next one happens because I need some drama in my life, and that is Violet has an ex appear sometime in the story, and there's drama between them and Xaden, which also leads me to the next one, which is Violet gets a second love interest. I know we sort of had Dane, but he doesn't count. He hasn't counted since like the 50th page of the first book. Next one is Xaden is a Venom and he gets his redemption. The next one is Violet is small. Violet is small and Xaden is so big. I can't get away from this trope, so I hope I don't have to mark this one off. This next one is fanfic vibes, because I feel like that's what happens in most fantasy romances, and there tends to be a lot of writing that sounds like fanfic. Dear God, I'm hoping that Dane wises up and knows that Violet is fine. Violet can handle herself. Free space. Now, I think this next one will definitely be a part of the series as a whole and like towards the end of the series, but I think maybe it will be brought up in this book, and that is like a government member goes full villain, and that's the villain for the series. I mean, we sort of have it right now with Varish and the other guy, I can't remember his name, but I have a feeling that there's gonna be more corruptness in the government. Next we have going rogue. I think sometime in this book there will be some going rogue where they defy orders given to them by whoever and they don't follow them, because that's classic. Next up we have plot twist, because I feel like all these books have had like major plot twists. Okay, next up, I think we're gonna have a big war or a battle. Next, I think Xaden is going to be scary. I think there's gonna be a moment where Violet or someone else in their group is scared of him because of something he does, violently, whatever. I think there's gonna be a moment where there's a cliffhanger. Fourth Wing and Iron Flame both ended on cliffhangers, so, you know, the pattern says what the pattern is. And I think there's gonna be a freaky telepathic moment where they get freaky telepathically. I think someone in this book is going to say, climb like a tree. It's either going to be Violet in her inner monologue, or it's gonna be someone like Riddick. I hope this isn't in here, but I have will they, won't they, because we spent the whole second book having a will they, won't they, and I hated it, the whole thing, so I hope it's not here. Sadly, I think one of the side characters is gonna die. Either they're gonna die, they're gonna go evil, or they're gonna get really hurt. I can't tell, but I just put die. If anything else happens, I will not count it. I think there's gonna be a lot of violence. A lot of Xaden calling Violet violence. And finally, regretfully, I think there's gonna be a family betrayal. So I get to cross out the free square, and I have no clue where this is gonna go. I have to start reading, and we'll see where I get on this, because I feel like most of these are more than likely, but I'm nervous if some of them happens. Like, I know the characters have to be okay. They're the characters of a book. I'm pretty sure Rebecca Yarros isn't gonna be pulling a Triss from Divergent. So I think Violet and Xaden are safe. Alrighty, it's time for me to start reading. I'll keep you guys posted. Obvious spoilers ahead, just so you guys know. Alright guys, it's time to get started. I don't know how excited I am for this. After the first book, I was hyped. After the second book, not so much. The second book was so long and so boring. I can't believe that was 24 hours of listening to the audiobook that I just lost. But I'm back. Can't do anything about that. It is what it is. I'm just realizing I probably should have put Onyx on the list of words that is most likely to be said. Because I feel like even in the first and second book, they say Onyx a lot. And the name of the book is ONYX STORM, so of course they're going to be saying it a lot. Let's add Lethal to that list too. I mean, I also probably should have added that I think that one of the reasons why Violet's hair turns gray is because of, like, the venom and possibly her mom being, like, veninified when Violet was a baby. I don't think that was confirmed yet, but that could happen. We're having more will they, won't they. They're not exactly will they, won't they moments, but they're definitely miscommunication moments that were a problem in the second book that sort of lend themselves into the will they, won't they moments. But I don't think that really counts at this time. Yeah, I'm not going to count it, but I fear we're getting close to that. At this point, Xaden is interrogating Jack. Violet is close behind, sort of following him, because, like, everybody's blocking her out, except Adarna. But the whole Earth, like, channeling power from the earth has sort of made Sigale, Xaden, and Taryn sort of, like, block her off. So finding the 7th breed seems to be the key to, like, winning the war that's going on between the different countries and, like, the Venin. And the Venin have come for Jack, which is great. So there's a female Venin who has, guess what? Long silver braids. Which you might as well just confirm the theory. And her being connected to Venin. Gold-flecked onyx eyes. Oh my god. Alright guys. We have our first violence. So unfortunately I forgot to plug in my mic, so actually this whole segment is muted, but basically I go through whatever I'm crossing off. So firstly, we're crossing off Xaden is scary, because duh, he's scary. Even though Violet doesn't particularly think he's scary, he is scary to everybody else in this world. Everybody else is so scared of him. And of course, we're crossing off violence, because that's the only name Xaden calls Violet. And it's annoying, but it was smart when he first introduced it. We're crossing out will they, won't they, because, so there's a little certain X that pops up, who is annoying AF, who sort of makes them question their relationships, sort of. Violet's very like, I love you. Xaden's very like, I love you. But for some reason, he's just jealous. For no reason. Violet does not want this guy at all. And by this guy, I mean her ex. Alrighty, y'all. This is just me talking about how, although none of the characters have been imprisoned yet, there's a certain character that is in the dungeon who is imprisoned by us. Now, I don't count that, but it's pretty close. Here is the aforementioned ex-appearance of, spoiler alert, the Prince. Prince Halden. He's an asshole. Don't like him. Bad guy. Xaden, of course, beats the shit out of someone in the training ring. Although this time, he's basically a professor. During that training session, he challenges Violet. And in order to catch him off guard, Violet kisses him. I count that. They get very passionate in front of a bunch of kids. I mean, the kids are like 20-year-olds, but still. Alright, gang. I've upgraded the board. Instead of crossing them out with pen, I have X's. Ta-da! Alrighty. We have one more thing to add, and that is going rogue. Halden goes rogue. He's not even a part of the team, and he went rogue, screwing everybody over. At this point, I'm definitely feeling that Dane wises up. I think there's going to be a cliffhanger. I might as well put the side character died, because one of the teachers dies. Even though Halden wants to get back with Violet, there's no way she's agreeing to that, so the second male love interest is not happening. Also, I think it's fair to assume that Taryn is fed up. We're reaching into territory where this is less likely to happen, but I think it will definitely happen sometime in this series where he becomes not a Venom anymore. I don't know if that's this book or like a future book, but it hasn't happened yet. Alrighty, y'all. Again, no clue what I'm saying. I was being stupid, didn't plug in the mic. All I know is that I am getting mad about something. Clearly. If anybody can lip read, please let me know what I'm saying. Zayden's mom shows up. That was definitely interesting. And, an actual side character dies. Sad. Oh my gosh, that came out of, like, nowhere. That scene, why was that scene? Don't even understand why it was there. Because they, like, dipped right after. That was, like, a sus town. Like, what the heck? We have a few more things to talk about. One of those is Dane. Dane is not a pain in the ass this time around. I mean, I'm like 87% through. So far, he's been willing to break the rules and go against his dad's, like, orders to go on this mission because Violet needs someone to translate. And he's not trying to, like, tell Violet to stay away from Zayden, although there are valid reasons now for her to stay away because he's, you know, red rimmed eyes. He has those. There is a big battle at Eritrea. I don't know. And they're going against the Venom, and Theophina, or whatever her name is, shows up again. Violet finds out that was like dedicated to a priest by her father for some reason. We don't know like how much of the way she was dedicated, why, but we do know that she was. And that is why her hair is like half silver, because when you get dedicated, your hair turns silver. And a fun, cool detail is that some of the priestesses that have not actually been dedicated, they are described as having white hair and like dyeing their hair, which is interesting. They're copycats. They're trying to look special. But that crosses off 2 on our list. Bam and bam. Those are 2 off. We're so close. I forgot to mention the freaking Irid dragons. You know, why are they mean? They're mean for, like, no reason. Adarna's like a little kid. Have some decorum. Alrighty, y'all. I'm about 92% through the book. Oh my gosh, chapter 61. There's so many chapters. The POV has switched to Ree, which is confusing because it's been Violet for the past 60 chapters. So, something big is about to happen, and I'm nervous because 92% is awfully close to the end. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guys. We have another death, I think. Why can't people stop dying? Please. My brain can't do this. It's like too much emotional turmoil. Because I get to know the characters and then all of a sudden they're just killed. And it's like, oops, nothing happened. Why? I'm so like, oh my gosh. I can't be doing this. I think we have some things to add. So we definitely have a plot twist, because the plot twist is that the little freaky witch Venom that is after Violet, who is actively stalking Violet, is actually somehow related and connected to Violet's mom. They're like inverses of each other. So that I think would be a plot twist, because for the entire book, Violet's been thinking that it's all about her, and it's actually not. It's about her mom. Unfortunately, we have another side character die. I think we do have Violet plot armor, because Violet lost her last dagger, and she just looks back in her bag or whatever, and she finds the gift that she's supposed to be giving to Auric, and conveniently, the gift has a dagger in it. So I think that's plot armor, because what are the odds? That's bingo. Violet plot armor, an X appearance, Dane wises up, there's a big battle, and will they, won't they? I'm too lazy to go look if Growls is in there. I mean, I could do a search. Hold up, let me do that real quick. Alright, so I'm looking up how many times they mention Growls. It's fair to say that they say it a lot. I mean, that's not as much as I would have thought. We have at least one bingo. We're really close to another one, though, right here. Although, the odds of that happening, slim. Definitely gonna have a cliffhanger. Yes, Violet is mentioned as, small and weak. Once that I caught in this book so far. I'm not gonna count it, because in, the first book, it was much more persistent. And it's not in this book, so it's all fine. There's a Xaden chapter. They keep switching between different characters. It goes Violet, Imogen, Violet. It's Xaden now, and I'm assuming it's going to be Violet after, and then someone else. What? Guys, are we missing time? Is there time? I feel like I'm missing time between chapters. What happened? When did this happen? Oh my gosh. Xaden's gone. Oh my Lord. 12 hours. There's 12 hours difference between the chapters. And they managed to get married? I'm done with the book. I'm done. Guys, that is definitely, a cliffhanger. I'm sure I'm missing some things. There's probably fanfic vibes in here that I'm missing. But I'm reeling. That last chapter? Oh my Lord. I think I'm gonna need to reread the whole entire series. Because, gosh, oh my gosh. Alrighty, I'm still trying to comprehend that ending. Honestly, I don't think the book is anything better than a 3-star book. I think it's missing a lot more of the structural aspects of a book. Recapping what happened in the last book, because of course there's people who aren't gonna know. And explaining more things, because you get shoved into the book, and all of a sudden there's a lot of words and characters you don't know. Now, I'm sure if I reread Iron Flame before reading this book, I'm sure I would have understood it more, but still, you have to expect that there's people who aren't gonna read them, back to back to back. This book really gave me the vibes of, the first book, because I liked the first book. I gave that 4 stars. I think it's solidly 4 stars. I think the second book was where it got bad. That was, 2 stars or less. And then this book is, 3 stars. So I feel like it's getting better. You can tell that there's more time that's been put into this book, but it's missing things that are standard in, series. I want to thank everybody for watching. As you can probably tell throughout this video, I was changing clothes a lot, so it was different days. This took me multiple days to film. It's gonna take me a day or 2 to edit. So I'd like to thank anybody who watched this video, and thank you to my friends who were kind enough to listen to me rant. I will be seeing you guys later. in like 6 months. Goodbye.